biohacking, performance, mastery, mindset, holistic health. This is a show about getting better every single day. I'm on a mission, guys, to help over 1 million people get healthy and lose weight. Why? Because when you lose weight and get healthy, you have higher self-esteem. You have more self-confidence. And that person goes out and crushes their goals and starts living the highest version of themselves, and then they have way more impact on the world. What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Welcome back to another installment of a Health Hack Friday. Today I want to talk about the 5 ways that you can actually stop snacking, okay? And first of all, let's talk about snacking. I personally don't think people should be snacking. I think it has been created by this idea of the American westernized, tradition, and it's been created by the snack industry. Of course, who is coming up with these ideas to eat these 100-calorie packs, right? And you got to eat 6 times a day. Who do you think is creating this? Of course, the people that want you to eat more and more of their stuff, right? They want you to consume more and eat more. And so these are the people that are creating it. They've created this idea of snacking. They've taught us that we need to eat 6 times a day, and it's completely not true. And the whole idea that you need to eat more because it's going to increase your fat burning thermogenic effect and your metabolism. The fact of the matter is the data doesn't show that. All it does show is that, yeah, you do burn a little bit more because you are eating more. There is a thermogenic effect, but it's inconsequential because you're eating more. So yeah, you're burning more, but you're eating more. So the difference is marginal, if anything. So just remember that. And I think when it comes to snacking, we need to be very careful about a lot of these 0-calorie claims, like I just mentioned. Even when your snack or beverage has 0 calories, the bottom line is it tastes sweet. And so that is still going to cause you to build fat, okay? And I've been talking about this all this week. I talked a lot about binge eating and cravings and how to curb that and why it's been created. And it's these flavorings that have really done it, the flavor industry. And when they created the Dorito chip, they put all the things in there that would make us want to eat Doritos: salt, fat, sugar. But guess what? That first creation of the Dorito didn't do anything. It was a huge flop. It wasn't until they went back and figured out a way to make flavorings and create these synthetic, natural, artificial flavors that the Dorito was a huge success, because they made the Dorito taste like a taco. And that was the key. And that was the impetus of the success for the Dorito. And so, but what the problem is that these flavors are tricking your body, your brain. It's having a huge impact on your hormones. And it's our hormones that change when we train our metabolism to build fat by snacking. And so just like bodybuilders do, they train their metabolism to build lean tissue by working out. You're doing the same thing by putting all these synthetic artificial flavors in your body. So let's talk about the 5 ways that you can start breaking away from snacking. Okay. Stop snacking, period. The first one I think is a big one is giving up soda. So a lot of us are consuming these empty calories, right? And so even diet sodas, guys, are blocking your fat burn. Now, granted, the weight building effect of no and low calorie sweets, these sweet tasting beverages, of course, is a lot less than the calorie beverages. But the bottom line is we see these artificial sweeteners and these beverages are changing the microbiome. They're changing the gut microbiome, and they're altering the pathways in the brain because the brain is expecting you to eat something sweet. And when you drink something sweet, even though it's artificial, even if it's low calorie or 0 calorie, the brain is waiting and assuming it's going to get a caloric load. And when it doesn't, it's really confused. And so it goes off searching for that. There's even some research to suggest that you will build fat cells anyways. And it has to do, of course, with the brain pathways. So just make a beverage yourself. You can use like a cup of fruit or some citrus or some berries, throw it in some water, make 8 cups of water, put a couple sprigs of herbs such as thyme or mint. And there you go. You got a flavored, healthy beverage. You could, if you want, you could even use like sweet leaf stevia or stevia. Those are some, that's a good brand of drops you could use. And I'm not a fan personally of LaCroix, or Hint is another type of water. There's 0 calorie, but it says natural flavors. I'm not a big fan of that, but I think that's better than nothing. If you had to have something, definitely go with that. That's a way better choice than something else. All right. The second big idea is eat snacks with a meal. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, here's the deal. Most of us, we eat snacks earlier in the day. And my argument is start pushing your snacks later in the afternoon, right? Or at least afternoon, evening, right? Because the problem is there's this morning cortisol pulse that makes it really, really crucial to avoid snacking early in the morning. Now, what the people that are huge proponents of the breakfast is the most important meal of the day, what they don't realize is that breakfast is actually the worst time of the day to eat starchy carbs and sugar, because what it's what it's actually doing is it's spiking your insulin, and cortisol and insulin have opposite effects, but in the morning is when cortisol is rising. So here's the deal. Cortisol is all about burning fat and giving you energy, and insulin is all about building fat and making you sleepy. So when you're eating carbs in the morning, you are forcing your body to release more insulin to have to control your blood sugar level than if you ate those carbs, let's say later in the day when when your cortisol levels are a lot lower. So if you wait to eat your carbs later in the day, cortisol is going to be a lot lower and your body can release a good deal less insulin, right? Since we know cortisol should, in normal, healthy, human beings, cortisol should be dipping down at night because that's when melatonin is going to rise and that's when you're going to start falling asleep. If cortisol is high, a lot of you guys are feeling tired and wired, right? So that's also a good time to have your carbs later in the day. So try to hold that snack either in the afternoon or don't even have one. All right. The third big idea is to drink coffee with the meal. Now, a lot of my clients, when I first meet them, they're on the go, they're rushing, they're getting out of the house as fast as they can. And so they're grabbing a quick snack, they're grabbing a bar or something, and they're out the door. And then maybe an hour later or so, they're drinking their coffee with some sweetener and some cream in it. Now, here's the big action step to take is start consolidating those calories by consuming your breakfast and coffee together just in one sitting. If you can start to break the 2 episodes a day of meals right there with is the snack and then the coffee, you can break that just into one meal. You're going to really start improving your metabolic health. Okay. So consider consuming your coffee in the morning and nothing else. That's another option. Or, in this case, if you're going to hold the snack off until lunchtime, you could even do that. You could even eat that as part of your lunch. That's another solution. Okay. So drink your coffee with a meal. All right. The fourth big idea is start grazing on clean burning fats. Now, if you're a grazer and you haven't adapted to the 3 meals a day, like which I would recommend, like getting yourself to there and not having any snacks. If you haven't adapted to that, now again, by the way, this is just general principles and concepts for weight loss. Not some people are in the gym a lot and they need more fuel, but just for general people who want to just stay healthy, stay lean, aim for 3 meals a day. And if you're not there, then a good baby step for you is going to be to eat more healthy fats with it on when you do your first grazing or your first graze of the day, right? So instead of having like a low fat yogurt or banana on the run, think of maybe having a slice of cheese. Now, granted, I'm not even a big fan of stuff saying something like cheese or dairy, but it really depends. And some of us can tolerate it more, but dairy and gluten are the most inflammatory allergies that we see for most people. But nonetheless, you could have a slice of cheese or a handful of macadamia nuts. That's going to be really nice. Those healthy fats are going to provide your cells with the clean burning fuel to energize your daily activity. Okay. Because your cells, we know they get so much more energy from healthy fats, and that's going to make it easier for you to stay satiated, probably all the way to lunchtime without even grazing on anything else. So look for those clean burning fats. A while back, I talked about MCT oil, and we were talking about MCTs and how it is one of the best fats for not only burning fat, but keeping you satiated and turning off the hunger pangs. That would be another way, have a spoon of that. All right, and then the fifth one, the last big one is drink coffee or tea instead of having a snack. Now, both are essentially non-caloric, right? And so if you have a habit of snacking at certain times, drink a caffeinated or an unsweetened beverage like a coffee or a tea. I drink a lot of Pellegrino or like some bubbly water, do something like that. The unflavored waters, those are really nice. And that's a way to just kind of keep you satiated and keep you full and keep you hydrated. One of my big hacks that I give to a lot of my clients that I like also, and it does have stevia in it, but is a drink that was created by Rob Wolf. It's an electrolyte drink. It's called Element, LMNT. And if you go to drink LMNT, drinkelement.com/Joel Evan, you can actually get a free sample pack. So I interviewed Rob. He was on my show. If anybody knows Rob Wolf, he is amazing. He was really big back in, he still is everyone knows Rob. But he really became well known. He was one of the first to have a CrossFit box and make that popular, and also really pioneered the paleo diet. He's really known for all those kind of things, and he's explored with keto. He's explored with carnivore. Very, very smart guy. He's been in the health game for a long, long time. And what he found when he went to switch to a keto diet is that he didn't have enough oomph in the gym, and he just wasn't able to produce his output, or especially doing jujitsu. And so he kept talking to experts and they're like, dude, you need more electrolytes and you're low on salt. And he's like, no way. Finally, he realized, okay, they were right. He actually tested it and discovered, yeah, he was wrong. And so it forced him. He's like, yeah, I'm going to create a drink. And he created this he's got amazing flavors. Watermelon salt's one of my favorites. Every flavor is really good. He's got like habanero chili and just amazing drink. So I'll put like 32 ounces of water in like this big thing. And even with 32 ounces, it doesn't seem to dilute it. It feels actually great. And I'll throw in a packet of Element, LMNT, and I'll throw that in the drink. It's got the perfect ratio of potassium, magnesium, and salt as well. And what I've also found is that salt actually helps crave and curb a lot of my hungers as well. And so a lot of times when I think I'm hungry, I just needed some salt, I needed some water, I need some hydration and some electrolytes, and that will really push you to the edge. So those are the ways, guys, that you can stop snacking or just start to break away from it. Here's the 5 ones. The big idea, just a recap, is giving up soda is number 1. Eat snacks with a meal, right? Push those snacks later to the day. Number 3 was drink coffee with a meal. 4 is graze on clean, burning fats. And then the 5th one is drink coffee or a tea instead, or drink Element, right? That's one of my favorite drinks. So I hope this was helpful for you guys as you head into the weekend and you look for some healthy ways to start breaking and curbing your fasting behavior. If you have questions or you want to reach out to me, shoot me an email, info@JoelEvanCoaching, or simply shoot me a DM at Joel Evan Coaching on Instagram. That's where I'm really active over there. And if you're interested in holistic health coaching and you want to get to the root cause of your issues, or you're looking at losing weight in a holistic way and getting strong and being confident, reach out to me. I love to connect with people. That's what I love to do. That's what I live for, is helping people and watching them get to the bottom of their health issues so that they can start thriving, living the highest version of themselves. So that's it for this episode. Have an amazing weekend, guys, and I will catch you next week.